Samope, Sampa Bietia, Chimafidi non Kotu, Era One Radio. Samope, Jumpa Bietia, Chimafidi non Kotu, Era One Radio. Oh, and Yumpamtima, Asam Pamtima. Era one, Yebo Yumpankua.
Kosua nati Era One Radio. Empenyini say, Yensuma na motenten, yesmo benyasafo. Era One Radio. Yedin sem anumwaye ebre.
Hello, good evening, Era One Radio listeners and viewers all over the world. Tonight, we are coming your way again with a Health is Wealth Protected show. And on behalf of our studio manager, Dr. 32 and the Era One team, the health team, I want to say thank you for allowing us to come into your premises, your home, your car, wherever you are that you are connected online. We want to welcome ourselves into your home, and you're also welcome to our broadcast. We are broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and Modern Ghana Radio. The number to call in is 240-280-2633, or if you want to text, it's 510-931-0936. And tonight, we are looking at a subject that I started a couple of weeks ago, but I couldn't finish. It was kind of a little bit too bulky to finish in one sitting. So my brother and co-host, Dr. Opoku Agyeman, is joining me tonight so we can finish it. Tonight, we are looking at breast cancer in sub-Saharan Africa. That is what we're looking at. So it's here for Enyimbe Mama Jo, and I'll say Mama Chimbe Bia will be a Bimusia, be a Bimu sorry, Bimusokoda. You just see a Ghana, the 5 hours account above 11 p.m. or Honti, Muamokoda, so Yamama Jo. Inti Enyimre, yes, Samba Mufibium, Yabeka, and I say by discuss a topic here, a breast cancer. Cancer, it may affect it in my enufu. And as I was sure, and by no phone, I idea here, Papa, because I wanna and quality or board dear no, or honor or share says and quality warm when I saw nutrients, or mudidi and so many. Nano Sukra Ponya, even penny for Memman Sukrano, or Munia still a honor mudidia grown to be a dia god, Professor Yeshua say, they be a nay safe and protected, and see home by Yanyashua say, my memory, your sisters no. Omunufuna ye protected. Yarabia and cancer beer in chum because breast cancer Yarabia it may affect my year pa waiting no be ohana because of SAHARA internet say ye cha na say ye na maybe film say ye boho ban pa. Enti me aminua me brother and me co-host Dr. Opoku Agyeman on na yimbe ye betwetwe enkomo nti doc akwaba.
Dr. Boison.
Okay. Updates be ohana. But you say, okay. And 2 weeks ago, no, me started a breast cancer series, but next time I no not time minister into me. Enti Enyimre Dr. Opoku Agyeman beka me ho de ono so apo konkon apo foforo or the beka on the main to me enwie ni nya or the best so enti me mbo no tofa no near me start here no I talked briefly about yenhwesa topics here me discuss here me can be about the risk factors of breast cancer na me can say breast no is very important to our children and we have to protect them as well as the mothers and share other factors to say what is a gene because we share SAHARA and breast cancer no it normally bibia if you are woeful especially say woman and also parents and man kwan account members to me be say be parents my almost to made them out through birth through your genes into a very important say so when wo history and also medical history so when you say be now parents be nya be person follow up as a treatment be now I will follow up and you describe what breast cancer is because it's a common term for a cancerous or malignant tumor that starts in the cells that line the ducts and lobes of the breast. You define it breast cancer. And may describe it about what causes breast cancer. BB say you discuss increasing age and your history of breast cancer. Mechanics be a family one. And early menstruation was part of another late menopause. And first pregnancy after age 30, so where you are prone to being diagnosed with that. And the use of oral contraceptives, and so to me, of course, be family history and the presence of inherited genetic changes and a history of radiation or therapy to the chest and so to me ML causes. And almost so be alcohol use is another factor. And obesity after menopause. Into obesity will be and we have to take care of it. And I share that hereditary breast and ovarian cancer per CDC. My statistics be about what CDC have come out with and how we have to safeguard. Now, what actually causes the breast cancer? I mean, the breast cancer genes, cells, and produce that. And may cause can be about two genes, breast cancer C1 and breast cancer 2, abbreviation BRCA and then 2. Those are the genes that were responsible for making sure these things doesn't happen. Then when to screen for breast cancer. And if you also the symptoms of breast cancer, some of the symptoms, be able to say new lump in the breast or underarm, be a thickening or swelling of part of the breast, and irritation or dimpling of breast skin, and a redness or flaky skin in the nipple area or the breast. And we also talked about risk factors you cannot change. Then you may be natural, they come with your genetic constitution, and sometimes you can't do anything about them. They are just there. We say getting old. And whilst you are getting old, there's a probability that these things can happen. And the genetic mutations, this happen in the cells that we have no idea. We don't see what's going on in our body, but they are happening. And our reproductive history, and we are starting menstrual periods before age 12. That's also a factor. And maybe it's a familiar history of breast or ovarian cancer. And you see, you can't actually overcome it. And the previous treatment using radiation, and you see one factor. But then I also went ahead to describe factors that you can change. Not being physically active, and that you have control over. Ube to me, I engage in a physical activity. A bit to me, I'll to me overcome. And being overweight or having obesity after menopause, you want to make sure, say, you are exercising, you are doing everything possible to prevent yourself from becoming obese. And taking hormones, if you can avoid them, those things you can change. And a reproductive history, having the first pregnancy after 30, which means that before 30, you are likely to escape that. And drinking alcohol, you can stop it, you can quit it, it will help you. And who is at risk for breast cancer also we described as a beer and history, and may concluded by giving a scripture from Exodus chapter 15 verse 26, which says that let me make sure I can read it. And said, if thou would diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, and would do that which is right in his sight, and would give ear to his commandments, and keep all his statutes up, I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I have brought upon the Egyptians, for I am the Lord that healed thee. Maybe yɛntumi ɛnyɛ the ends sa bɛsɛ yɛde kɔ nyame anim a na yɛbɔ mpaeɛ with gyidi a ɔbɛboa yɛn. Nti ɛndɛ no yɛbɛ continue menim sɛ Dr. Opoku Agyeman wɔ fresh ideas a ɔbɛma nti mɛma bi a wama opening remarks na ɔnso aka kakra ɔbɛka na afi yɛatoa so. Doc, over to you, Joe Latte.
It appears that what can you make na kakrebi na yesi here.
Okay.
Interestingly, when your research be ready, just a few minutes to this section, APA for APH for the different. Now what they are saying is almost say because of recent mammogram and confoyent, breast cancer has reduced at 7%.
Okay.
Say Asian women, no, the breast cancer has reduced by 9%. And Hispanic women by 6%. And papilloma Hispanic women are reduced by 4.2%. And the findings not you say, sir, your prevention breast cancer a bit reduced. Now, I never compass in name with awareness breast cancer. The book I can say, first lump a bit appear breast cells. What you care of. So, which means first lump now. That is what solve subsequent issues now. Everybody and you know, Yabaka say no, Dr. Boison, Obama, Ama.
C'est mon père, ça me fait bien tiens. Tu me fais dire non kotu, era one radio. C'est mon père, tu me fais bien tiens. Tu me fais dire non kotu, era one radio. Oh, and you pam chima, chim, asam pam chima. Era one, yebo numpankwa.
Kosua na ti era one radio empenyini say yensoma na motenten yesoma banyasafo era one radio yedin nsem anumu
omo breast cancer reduce by 9%. Abra omo follow screening exercise. It was so sharp. Yeah, which I even making in there breast cancer education. I'm moving here, sir. The performer there, I'm not sure what to say. Breast cancer screening. So here we are seeing now. I'm studying here in country Australia. If you West Africa, young man, if you West Africa, Australia, won't try a mile moving among breast cancer at least a mile of West Africa. So, similar studies, and I'm inspired diplomacy. Measurement was still around, and they Australia developed. They West Africa, they can't hear breast cancer. It will be twice the same study in England, same thing. And you know, a child said, young man, say a young woman, educated you. And I say, a child said, no, the pathway breast cancer. Breast cancer screening, mammogram, how pathway, and also the panel from a ODD1. Pathway, which the lower book, the lost algebra. I guess no master. What do you see? And that's how the Columbia Silica, and no matter say. Me and Sam, I will put the some of the daily manager the wife. And it's a moving year said, Obagin said, train Emma breast cancer, and Cohen, a new degree. And I say, if you are for 2 or 3, I found what I could for. The woman said, the piano, the war at least stage 1 home, I said, about to be stage 1, very small. You wait to me about what continues streaming, so much ready check start. I remember, so I made the idea that come once and said, you can say a person you are aware, you just I has it. So we are aware, say the BL continue over part of the more as a matter to the Bay. We are the few hormone. Now our mouth subsequent and answer F1 for rehabilitable now I can't swap and answer after the media mention. The person, as soon as a person is summarizing, and you come with the and after a final possibility, and we say, oh, yes. When you're done, you're given a thing. So one of me go home. If I am a farmer, you bit my boy. Sandy Mammy, you begin from what is here. Now, she said, yeah, it that with the diagnosis, you send me a Korea. One person are meeting me first of all, I hope the situation. I need to know, I'm saying, looking for my facade, a boyman. Yeah, I don't know what you do with this. I know actually, I'm going to pass for that's when you'll be a woman that share on views. Now, I bought my woman to I stay happy for the rest of my life.
Yo, Doc, that was say, you also want to talk about end what am I into? So what kind of screening there in prevention, you can watch them. But before that, me read the article be me per se, me read a wakakra and you shut down what, me per se, you glean some nuggets and information be from there, which will help in our discussion. With your permission, my main kind of quickly, na course. Article was written by Claudia Anyiba et al. Just et al. Just say only Adam conform. Yes, I research. Abstract akana me kind of sim. Breast cancer is the commonest cause of global cancer-related deaths in women and a public health burden in sub-Sahara Africa. That's SSA. Although the disease incidence in SSA seems lower, mortality rates are disproportionately high in comparison to high-income countries. The global disease burden is growing, with SSA reporting the majority of cases. However, the dearth of information results in insufficient data, which is barely representative of the actual disease burden in this population. Future incident predictions assign the sub-region with the majority of the cases and associated deaths. Breast cancer presents with racial and ethnic variations, and available evidence suggests geographical diversity and persistent risk factors that have barely been explored in SSA. Breast cancer is a complex genetic disease, but the genetic risk factors in the extant African population, which is the most genetically diverse population, is scant and of low quality. This review focuses on the burden, prevalence, detection, treatment, survival, biology, as well as risk factors, and reinforces the need for breast cancer associated risk factor investigations and population-specific studies in SSA. And after me can't wait, and these are the deductions I made, which are all in the abstract that they made. So my deductions were: one, breast cancer is commonest cause of global cancer-related deaths in women and the public health burden in sub-Saharan Africa. Although the disease incidence in SSA seems low and mortality rates are disproportionately high in comparison to high-income countries. These are all there. And then the global disease burden is growing, with SSA reporting the majority of cases. However, the dearth of information results in insufficient data, which is barely representative of the actual disease burden in this population. And available data on the disease is scant, and where available are mostly of epidemiological or clinical nature. Notably, in the majority of countries in SSA lack cancer registries, hence the true disease burden remains elusive. Only 20, that is 43.4% of the 46 World Health Organization member states in SSA have active cancer registries spanning a wide range of completeness and coverage. Okay, let's stop here. Now, before I go screening from research, which means although not much is reported, the majority of incidents happens there, which means there is a lack of data or information for it to be collated, and even reports say it is happening in mega numbers. And so maybe our question or to discuss is, why is it said it takes a long time before our women even get to the screening stage? Because from research, the data is not even available for them to work on. And most of the time, before they even get to see their providers and realize that they have the cancer, now advance it, far away, which is too late. Into what are the mitigating factors are my for into me and detect or I diagnose earlier in their stages until say they too late answer they realize.
Oh, there was a study that took place in Egypt about why women actually don't report cancer. It was associated with the social factors.
Okay.
One of them, marriage. So what some of the women said, they said, if they tell their husbands, say one more breast problem. Our in between.
I don't want to grow.
They will not say it until a certain stage in the they have nothing to do. Say, yeah, hospital. Then whatever comes after it will comes after that. That's one important. The second one, and also my bar now, so they won't my bar in one study, and I said one of my interviewer may somebody from Nigeria. That's something said when he saw the signs in the breast, he did not consider it any important thing.
Okay.
He just went and bought paracetamol and took it. And the pain is subsided, and one care about it being until say or one about call hospital. And during the hospital analysis, no more diagnosis of breast cancer. I was like, that kind of thing, I don't know, portray ignorance. So some people don't know. So this sign meaning related to this
symptoms, yeah.
Some about family resolution for that. And our real assessments, when in the African Yawari, special. About or don't and then Okana at the Awari, I would die about any of the we was very particular with the Muslim females. But again, it's also the same thing, similar to non-Muslim families. Around the Montgomery DC, Maryland zone, about this kind of wire late. Another one, so you're educator. No, I educator. Only the hour and say, only pain on the breast moon. He didn't care about it, but he went ahead educating people. And or try to educating for now, say, also the same thing, also for sure, and on the diagnosis, say, or breast cancer. When you look at the trend in the way it was going, I don't care about it. Let me buy breast cancer and let me buy paracetamol and use it. The pain will go, and then I'll continue my thing. You know, say one, monthly examination. Two, call screening the other. And you know, the pain or breast and I say, they don't look at it as anything. But also a breastfeeding, and who say the big to no, so now you say a breast living a cultural ornament in order to hear to so and actually but I connect from one care about it anymore and such ignorance about it. And when you look at all these factors now bringing them together, you can say African ladies, no, particularly I won't say because the group I was studying, postgraduates. At least they move 5 postgraduates, and they all said almost the same thing. It means idea ignorant. So meaning say ignorant. You much breast cancer the signs and symptoms now. Children say you are getting breast cancer.
And so from what you are saying, it looks as if said, apart from ignorance, stigmatization also come home. More associated with stigma.
When you are talking about stigmatization on this issue now, so about no me come out who work as stigmatization.
Okay.
So I don't say you covered. And I repeat, no one endure. And on come out, whatever happens, he can contain it until finally about now breast now swelling be about and then the problem about family. So and what means stigmatization. It means stigmatization and solid background. But what it is inside. So when exposure we have a year tenderness nothing which means containing the human, then he will come out. And that is the stage, a year almost about the 3rd to 4th stage. That is where a man is very serious. And that is the reason why the mortality rate, a man is high.
Right. So which means we I actually satisfy the second point I'm raising, say the incidence seems lower, but mortality rates are higher. That's inverse proportion. And it's just because people are not reporting, but then they are dying from it. And going after the causes, I know some people are doing, thesis, studies, dissertations. Can we say that there's not much studies going on in part of Africa? And I said Ghana, percentina, and money p enya aware nana.
Yeah, what it is, Mister. So.
Sampadiatia, Chimafidi non kotu, era one radio. Samupe, Jumpadiatia, Chimafidi non kotu, era one radio. Oh, and you come to
Hello, beautiful people of Ghana. This is Banahime Specialist Hospital. We are so excited to announce to our people Ghana that we are finally open and we are accepting patients. At Banahime Specialist Hospital, our extraordinary physicians and nurses are here to provide a high quality medical service to our extraordinary patients. Our services include primary care services, maternal, neonatal, and pediatric services. We also have an in-house pharmacy. We have X-ray and laboratory services available to you. Come to us for all your healthcare needs, and you will be happy with it because we believe the health is wealth. Thank you, and stay blessed.
All right, yeah.
Hello, beautiful people of Ghana. This is.
You are with us on Era One Radio. You are listening to us live on Facebook and YouTube, and also Modern Ghana Radio. I think our phones are blowing up today. I don't know whether our listeners are, coming with questions. But anyway, before the ad, I think Dr. Ernest was trying to respond to the question I asked about the inverse proportionality, about the lower rate. The lower reports and higher mortality, and whether there were any research going on to make sure our women are out of the ignorance zone and are being educated. Findings are showing why these things are happening. So, Doc, you continue.
So when you look at it, when you come to the advanced countries like Europe, Asia, and United States, and Canada, one more report they report early. So they go for mammogram seasonally to check if they have it. But that is not what is happening in West Africa. West Africa, one, there's some kind of ignorance about the science and something sort of it. And cultural and social issues like marriages, and that's all the family who's a BBI. And most of the time, more activity say kind of satanic work when something like this happened, man. And instead of them to look for a remedy to it, na what the name Boison or support from them. And a lot of them do this. And the data that actually could have been the earlier data, some of the Bama and some reporting say a real way and a prevalent and as a endemic area. It's not going. The only data omunya hospital data free hospital. I'm yarina ibia omawu na yarani amputate omo breast and elona a record and it's very hard for the epidemiologist or for the biostatistician to get cognition of the kind of and as the data level of that disease in that community. It is very important. Say menufu and as me breast no as a son nature bia as me doctor. Say minya pain bia e wo me breast mu I say me bomb a doctor man. So me nipple a sati and as a minifuna no mimiana a paranya kola ninu. As a mimiana in subi air by it be air bar. I say me ma the doctor who now finishes a lump me doing some family for them to be beat and lufuma. I say me doctor. Those are the early signs and symptoms. Breast cancer. You know, sir, signs and symptoms. About Buama, yet many basic data. Early data detection in among the African females now. Then they have to know this. Now, are they wasting your money? Just 5 factors here can and you know, I'm trying on free 0 to stage 1, on free. Matter stage 2 no pain na motive for no matter stage 3 bia because na watwa another complication bia be kan na boils be infection bia be kan na assuring the breast no so much I too thick say the system has some amputation and some hospital, and that is why hospital most of the time the amputation of breast it doesn't lead into survivorship. We know you don't come back. Until na one rate mortality rate higher than morbidity rate.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, so we're making a lot of points here, which makes so much sense. But I want us to go back to the fifth point now. May gather from SAHARA study. No party said they are largely limited to specific sub-national populations, poorly funded and probably not population specific. Hence, do not meet active data collation standards. Therefore, breast cancer will most likely be a neglected healthcare issue in sub-Saharan Africa, as governments in these countries focus on other health priorities, particularly communicable disease. And from this, if you make a deduction from this, it talks about low funding and also low priority. And can we easily say, when it comes to governmental agencies and also healthcare funding, breast cancer and also awareness and has it been relegated to the background? It's not something governmental agencies want to give it much, credit or attention or anything of that nature.
Okay, so when you look at communicable disease, it has a foot in the system in the African countries. Some disease like onchocerciasis, some disease like leishmania, not leishmania. Some disease like trypanosomiasis, bilharziasis, and all kinds of diseases. An ancient disease via stay or alcohol. Breast cancer, it was a few years back in almost recognizing the world. And it's almost funding and funding they I don't think say funding they call for any research via for breast cancer.
Okay.
Most of the time, non-governmental organizations will make that effort to solicit for funding to assist in educating mothers. But one of us said that in Sierra Leone, there was a group to be first I want Sierra Leone, breast cancer screening one. I'm praying who said that is very important. That's screening. And when you go to Ghana and so on, there's another doctor be one man so he have been doing it for the past 10, 12 years. Also, breast cancer program. No one. I'm enlightening for our country. The importance of breast cancer screening. It is vitally important. So, breast cancer screening at least at the age of 40 years. And back at home, it has even dropped to about 30 years. In fact, to some extent, for 15 years, 19 years, after 15 years, they are all developing breast cancer. Nobody knows the reason. When I went there to look at some of this data, I discovered about 5 or 6 children in the same community they have breast cancers. Maybe it is genetic or another thing altogether, which I couldn't tell. But they told me, and I saw that they have amputated their tiny.
Wow.
so some of these factors are very important for us to let them know. I mean the basic science now. I bet mama who say yes. Let me quickly go to the hospital and make sure say that is the reason why found them now. The government actually don't have any breast cancer registry, and they don't even have it in the system. So I think Nigeria once had something there, and no problem because of the way now they don't need informative data. It may represent the disease in the community. And when you look at Africa, it's virtually not there. Don't forget that breast is a sexual marked human organ. Women do not want to disclose it, and men don't want to do anything about it. And it poses a problem for them to say something about it unless the women do it themselves.
But also, breast is a very important organ for a woman. I don't know why we should take things for granted. Like I said earlier in my intro, you're the source of every baby's, nutrition. And after winning, it becomes a trophy for every woman. I mean, we share social media and my parody. I mean, the change in a horn in the to me, at the Germany, at least a do age when I say to go for my the new age for my then in the almost this year. But once they change a horn there, a trophy be almost in the agon. So that is the more reason why they should take very care of it, because I wouldn't say, well, no food change when I would they change member and say, cancer. Now, it's not something you can pride yourself in. So it's very important that our women are made aware. And like you rightly said, age 14 should be a standard where every woman, it should be our concern. Every woman should go for a diagnosis. Sometimes your problem is say, you're call hospital, you're qua, and the Belkunya Yarian in Tianuquantianco, because many who are and Yametan as a baby science, on Coquan or I don't know, but Usha, Cromhan every year. It's for some of us, it's mandatory. Say so, physicals. Near check will be, I mean, can you imagine as a man, Wako a provider when a year may or banner a so boss now, or to cost or to buff from North say, BBN. That's the man, the same thing. Detection is very important. We have to detect at a very early age because prevention there is better than obviously a cure. I mean, see, we will try so be prevention and so be cure. No, it's so cumbersome. But if you can prevent it from even happening there, that is all public health is about. Nims over comment back on that before we take a quick break.
Another thing they want economic and social accessibility. So as in the community, there is no mammogram
machines and equipment
for hospitals. Most of the hospitals in the rural communities, only mammogram equipment. And the distance to where to get it is very difficult to get money. Some of them have no money to go there and maybe do the test because it's owned by a private person. They're going to pay. And he has no money to go there. He would prefer staying home and die than going there and you tell him that, look, you don't have it or you have it. And the problem is that as we are seeing about the funding, and as we have previously said about other hospital institutions, the government cannot own everything by himself.
That's true.
The government, you cannot satisfy all Ghanaians if you want to do it by yourself. The government should share it with the public, all the hospitals. The government should open an app for them to buy it, and all that the government needs to give them a room.
We're a business, pal.
A business, give them the room and let them do their diagnosis. And one, it will help in the finances of the government. The government will get tax from there, and the people can also help the community. And accessibility, and you need to be baby, you need to so yari. And the government should open up all the clinic, all the country in Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Liberia, and Cote d'Ivoire. They have to open up all the hospitals and allow private people to own certain things there, which they can use to prevent the people in the community. And that is one. The second thing is that when you establish, the government establishes it in the district level, people cannot access it because they cannot get money or even transportation to go there and do the test. He will not go there for the test alone one day. No, he won't do it. The person is very ignorant about it, and you are telling the person to take the little money he can use to buy food to eat, to board the car and go and do the test, which he thinks is not relevant to her. And know the education comes in there, and at the same time, the government has to chip something in there in order for them to come for the test, or take it and go to the village there to meet the people and do it for them.
Rightly said. Emba is been known to have a greater number. Their statistics more than in men, as we all know. Right now, the population of the world is hitting 8 billion. But Osha, Nana president can be say one district, one factory, 1D, 1F. And so I will also say one district, one factory, no, almost 1 mammogram machine. So can be one man pa. All right, before I go breaking down, maybe a question also you might understand. Sometimes we have a lot of issues going on social media, and especially men take it almost bro hold the wee biscuit. On the catch and say, oh, a man, mama, say, you know, monofua cancer enchimo. I saw a lady was describing her catch as a member and momo fabrunya who is a biscuit in the end happy crowd because it's I wouldn't say it's been debunked, but there's no research showing say we feel about nufuana prevent cancer. Me mo me cancer so we feel about nufuana so unchichire was saying na say bacteria will numa please man try so about man yare. Enti doc, educators, is it true or false that myth? Okay, all right.
Naturally, so I don't see the need that I was say 32 or 36. So that's another thing.
You don't get 2% account yourself side won't be. All right, I won't put you on stop. You take a break quickly. Well, breaking November is diabetes month, and we want to make sure we'll bring you something on diabetes. But before I do that, I want us to go and drink tea for our break. And of course, we're talking about Fiminjo herbal tea, which has been known. If you look at Facebook, my brother put there that they even won an award in Singapore that herbal tea has been known to decrease A1C, decrease diabetes. So it's something that we on Era 1 are trying to, bring some awareness. I'm not saying that it's the approval of my studio manager, but I have, I don't even want to wait till my A1C is high or something before I've drank some of this tea and I can feel that it's, very helpful. So let me play a quick commercial. And then those of you who are in Ghana, please get a sachet of this tea, drink it, and have good health. November is diabetes awareness. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of your health. What you don't want to hear is gone too soon. So our phrase, gone too soon. Just say, one more bread, God wants us to fulfill all our days, fulfill our purpose. And the only way you can do that is to make sure your body is healthy, your spirit and soul are communicating with your body, and you are living longer. So let's make every effort to prevent some of these diseases. All right, let's go.
This is not your typical tea. Major herbal tea by Glucose Care International is a nutritious drink and a natural blood glucose reducer. Gymnema plant, the active ingredient, and the Major herbal tea suppresses the absorption of carbohydrates ingested from your diet. The green tea content in the Major herbal tea promotes rejuvenation of dead cells, detoxification of your system, stimulates the pancreas to release insulin, and improves metabolism. Drinking 1 sachet of Major herbal tea after meals prevents the rise in blood sugar levels, suppresses appetite, and improves bowel movements. Drinking Major herbal tea regularly after meals can also prevent type 2 diabetes. We encourage you to drink Major herbal tea 3 times in a day, coupled with mild exercises to maximize its benefits. Major herbal tea has been approved by the FDA. Toxicity test conducted by SGS, so it is safe and non-toxic. a product of Singapore. With Unijo Herbal Tea, your peace of mind is guaranteed. Call our shop now on 0245 810 623 and set your path to good health.
All right, you're still listening to Era One Radio. We are broadcasting live on Facebook and YouTube and also on Modern Ghana Radio. With me in the studio is my co-host, Dr. Opoku Agyeman. Let me just put it up front that Era One is a non-profit platform organization. We are trying to bring awareness and teachings to our community. And so if you are touched by what we do and you want to be a contributor to this program, so, non-governmental agencies or benefit can be set up in other parts of Africa to help, don't hesitate to call 240-280-2633 and Dr. Ostus will gladly give you some pointers because we are all trying to help our community. All right, so I want to go back on this detection. Dr. Opoku Agyeman already mentioned a bit of it, but I want us to take it from that angle again. So from the research that I read, it says the cornerstone of breast cancer control is early detection. Early diagnostic strategies aim to reduce barriers to care and or improve access to effective diagnosis services and provide timely access to cancer treatment. And this is a small blurb. It says certain cultural beliefs, I think Dr. Opoku Agyeman mentioned, certain cultural beliefs and breast cancer treatment-related stigma hinder health-seeking and early diagnosis in SSA, that's sub-Saharan Africa. In some regions, the disease has been ascribed to supernatural forces, thereby diminishing a sense of personal control over the outcomes. The idea of beauty in other countries involves a whole woman, hence needing a mastectomy may invoke a sense of worthlessness, which impedes early health-seeking, ignorance of the disease, unavailability of tests, and inaccessibility of treatment and detection facilities, bedevil screening, and early detection in SSA. That's a mouthful. That's a lot. Docs, na waka no. And many go home person back cry na catch so will be intending obetina fie. Na wadwen ho. Time so no be which is also a bad thing. So on our platform tonight, we are trying to tell you that please don't be scared. Go for the diagnosis. Go for your mammogram. Let them tell you what is there. If it is detected early, then they can give you a treatment plan. But don't wait till it's too late. Because advancing too much, you don't want to do it. But do an early detection test. Go for it. And then let the doctor tell you what needs to be done. That is better. Doc, over to you.
I think, sir, let me just say something to what you just add something to what you just said. Sir, Mamma no. Sir, Mama, a breachum be now say munya infected now. We are infected now. Not infection no spread there. Your probably be massages. Ever COVID any name. And it is very hard to treat it. And as a woman yakasi so na yakasi will look for no more. The risk of infecting your lungs is a so-called treatment, radiation treatment, and also any other treatment you could be ana. We say race ni be and as a baby to protect your lungs. I'm also the complication about my womb. Anything when we are saying say prevention, we are saying say, but what you say, ube ko akoye mammogram. So we need mammogram. It's another way to do it. If you cry, ube to me, I check you wow. Every a day, a few days between your menstruation, you can over to me the one someone what is someone you say who not what is the thing who so free more so be more to more about see because you more to more na look for the fever. We don't say if for one the before look for na make sure say the movie be and them a baby and them so once a baby them na soft pet you're suspicious. Now for call a gynecologist so the person say we don't say na how one to be down. Now when you further studies and no there one son I would find and a screening. And yeah, and at some mammogram now, we are screening. Once we are screening, a mammogram, they timidly checking, no man can has you. So the Baya, Ube na or make me I resolve our issue number. And try a man for no and yet and whom yet the and fat as a murabi and young wood and found as a big hill. Nama Mount no ama and papa in the crew, and son now with their hospital. What is no hospital? I just say, open. Why you say one hand on so baby feed? And so we were pictures here. Meet me and bad me, yes, and the chill will be asked and to see a debate.
Yeah, too gross one. Graphic did up.
So much deterrent. So, you trap my menu food. Now, as I am infected. Now, what they because we need resolution to it. The amputated and address the end so you took you say when you be beyond and not few person. They say in the end results say he's waiting to die. Oh, now I did a prevention so who you be accounted for. Yeah, I didn't do it by now. So, and it's yes, yeah, my minimum said. And the Boison before all the risk factors mean actually. I did a related to breast cancer, the risk factor here. The Boison opposite to me, the moment you answer, and I never knew this one. Also, I can want to match him, so we do not a flag. So, I saw Bomadia for Bomadia eventually because the same man, many a year, any young and yes, the person will pretty much. The same chance the man there, your mom, yes, your mom will be no more when she do. And you know, maybe I'm not a person.
Your doc, yeah, that was saying what knew him. And said doc was very generous. Now, I asked for any American to person, but me make any pain. And man, yeah, mammy, your sisters knew any animal. Young couple, I my dear. Wa mamo enu for kama me no a esimu bo a enkwala esusu anu na omo nom ombe ho na omo didi nutrients e wom na ma akwa ne dompeni bibia eye kama the same enkwala ni jai num na so your ba no emfa ma akwala bi mu kra no it adds to your beauty mema bia ehu na ire enu fu na jenja ho sa na wakoma ne kwa no ebo kama you are in a very good health. Inti man apart from say esumbo mama no esumbo ma yenso nkwala ne papa for no because you kura na ma we are in a very good health because also when we no fukura ma unkranhye and as the texture yankopon boy no for no is so beautiful so much beautiful to behold very nice and Solomon cry in Bible Song of Solomon or kanfu enufu so Solomon etumi akanfu enufu who am I Inti mumay who's a very precious mumay a very precious element a bois wo obana a bois umba and a bois ukunti and making sure so we are doing all that we can. If it comes to going for your initial test, mama, please don't be scared. And so kwa ibako who be been to kokron pesa okokwa no wait because be my imagine say man tidia and ya de be hame but sometimes what now ye who be bia a bois inti enyimbre that is what we're trying to discuss. Breast cancer awareness, and we through a lot of reflection on the sub-Saharan Africa, we know for the fact that not much data is coming out or being reported. It's just because if the data is not, if people are not going for the test for it to be recorded, then we don't have data. That's what epidemiologists do. They collect all the data, they kind of align them, and then we know what is going on. So please don't be scared. If it's up for you to go and do it, go and get it. Go for the test. If they tell you there's something going on, they can detect early and give you the remedy before it becomes too late. All right, Echina Sunday. Echina wake up, no. So can you start a baby buta. Ghana fogu hodada. Other can it's going to be so exciting. Echina the baby butu. I can't wait to start watching the World Cup. And Echina so young man so ewo enkoman keten but 7 p.m. Pepe Kosi 8 no and command getting for no was so a baby brutal meaning say on soccer now so because ba Sunday no say soccer side you say member na na person join the continent team I don't know what they are discussing but I just want to play a quick clip of theirs for you to know how it's going to go tomorrow and my niece Comfort to start joining from UK Irajo I'm so late kakra but you can get the the recording from Facebook or YouTube and listen. And member and command can add me quickly, and then we'll come and wrap up and we'll call it a night.
They are 4 women. They are beautiful with brains. They are eloquent, decent, wise, and experienced. You have heard many, the funny. Now, it's time to hear the experience and the brainy. Meet Selena, Dorcas, Gifty, and Annette as they present the real in common getting. In common BISSC chain, the dead, as in Takrenu assume the dead, the real in common getting. Showing live this and every Sunday, 7 p.m. on Era One Radio on Facebook and on YouTube, Era One Radio and our Taibo channel. Kaise, so we see the real in common getting ya. What brabon tete, we nyan konkonsa, we the real in common getting.
So you've been listening to Era One Radio. We did broadcast tonight on Facebook and YouTube, also on Modern Ghana Radio. This program has been brought to you by courtesy of our CEO, Dr. Samuel Osetitu, famously called Ostus. He made this possible, so we thank God for his life. And then the Era team that is headed by my own buddy right there, Dr. Opoku Agyeman, and I have been the moderator for tonight's show. I want to thank all those who were able to make it tonight. Comfort, and I think we had Gloria also on the line. And those of you who just watch without commenting, that is fine. But I would also want you to go back and replay the clip. We talked about breast cancer awareness, and we threw the searchlight on sub-Saharan Africa, why our women back there don't really go for diagnosis or whatever it is. So Comfort is saying that this ad always makes me laugh with that voice, that masculine voice. Yeah, I mean, almost ad. And Era One, we broadcast 24/7 every day of the week, every hour we are on. So yeah, Nkasa near Bonjum. Some of you like to listen to conversation. Some of you like to listen to music. We have it all. So log on to Era One and enjoy all the beauty that is there. On Mondays, we have our financial premier program. Some of us, we work and we are Juma, but we baby a scanner fat. We back us. So I said, can't tell us if I couldn't you. Won't you finish you that? You more paycheck and then baby. Come on the Monday show and listen to our brothers discuss how you can invest your money. Everything about money is there. And saying you may know, so if he 7 could see 8, Papa nice you see where Dr. and Opoku Agyeman and Kobe, the Youngson program, only Dr. also somebody discuss news from across the world, especially if you want to listen to what is going on in Ghana, about the CD, about the Galamsey, you hear it all. And on Tuesdays, I come your way with a divine connection from 6 to 7. Wednesday, Kobe and his team come back. Thursday, we have another edition of Divine Connection. And then Friday, we have our brother ACM come to give us count your blessings, name them, and thank God for all that he's doing. And then Saturday, and I won't sorry, another Dr. Osus, we're cranking the machine. We're starting a program which he dubs Chukuchaka, Ketekeni from Maryland, and I'm all over the world. So person will tell you, and I say, oh, what talent be gift be there. Also, I'm gifted with singing, but me you be and promote me. Call the studio and Dr. Osus will hook you up. He interviews anybody without partiality or without any deviation. He will hook you up, and that's another interesting program. Sundays, like I said, of course, Saturday said your Bremo health is where show. You want to listen to what is going on around the world in terms of health. And Sundays, like I said earlier on, Common Kitchen will come your way. Sister Dorcas, Annette, and the team, Eba trillion. Sunday, Embry. Now we studio no home 7 to 8. Doc, I'm so me jabibi I will bet me at the account upon if I forgot anything.
Young from West Africa number advanced countries. Studies just say they cannot navigate the health system in the computers. Okay. And they find it very difficult to go to the hospital. And the brain not end up in ER. And when they end up in ER now, some of them who have breast cancer is diagnosed over there before they continue their treatment. And it's that navigation of the healthcare system. In fact, it's very hard for them. My health system see Medicaid. So when you know how to go about it now, you worry about it. Debe na Medicaid here, debe na Medicare here. And insurance be wa ha. As we ukọ mo insurance for say. Yes, be a ukọ koye we say ukọ so complex. And this is ukro akwa. Ukọ doctor no church do na ma na akọ pharmacy na akọ na akọ. How say no, it's a little bit complex. And it's in the brain no when they come to this country with they can't go for mammogram because where are they going to start? If I'm going to say I mammogram. It's very hard for them. But interestingly, the restaurants are ubaha na unya jume biya na unya insurance. The first thing is unya jume na insurance. When you go to first primary hospital, ask your doctor, say, if they say me mammogram, the doctor on the focal point of the connectivity in the mouth. The what you mean baby is a I said, baby anyone more bit map. You say, put insurance. Twin insurance, you cannot go to anywhere.
Okay.
Just a beer, winner, NGOB. Now, one no mark of casa, no mark on the two. Another beer, lower insurance, and also doctor beer obeying free amount. And then I'm in United States, no, it is true that there's you cannot pinpoint the records. Africans about so many that breast cancer. There's that record is so hidden in the black community. Record, you cannot get it. So the corner area, no say, oh, you say, we are African American, no American. So we are African American. We are African, no African American. It is no more breast cancer, more United States, or more England. It is very difficult to get it from the breast cancer data. You know that actually African American breast cancer data na America kakana. Yes, okay. And the highest mortality rate and also mortality rate in the country. Sometimes when you look at it critically and you do the analysis, I can see that is not true because some of your foreign people, your black and the is built into that.
Okay.
Unless you go in deep into it to make sure say oh yeah, another classification. I don't know what we say Africans, women you say, Caribbean women you say, another group women you say. So what my extracting African American, which I believe that is among the least in the community.
Yo, thank you very much. And the amen. So yes, na Nigeria we are na if you into your assignment. Me for being can be no what can we do any that's very much. Well, and then your birthday. I want to wish you a happy birthday. Obia would you birthday our would then be yeah, my happy birthday from Era 1. Thursday, my sister Penny Joy is eating the birthday. And me wife I say so her Judah Patterson on also in the birthday into well would you birthday week bian Yanisha no on ma unkwa emboss. Next week at Thanksgiving, Koko ni taking super if there's anywhere I'll bet me avoid the taking out one more moonswan, Yami Shroud. So Mama you Koko ni pin. Well, until we come your way again next week, stay blessed and tomorrow it's going to be Butu on the World Cup. I know Ghana is not playing tomorrow, but the opening, the host country, Qatar, I think it's Ecuador, if I'm not mistaken. But then there's going to be 2 countries playing tomorrow. So after church service, come home, sit by your TV, get some popcorn, and enjoy soccer. All right, have a good evening, and we will see you same place next week. All righty. Doc, and yeah, bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Yes. I hear bongo ne yena bas.